I was muted. I have made a terrible start. Everybody, welcome to the Darkening Sky. This is the really depressing post-apocalyptic show that we do sometimes instead of the very fun ones that Shiro and Chris run. I'm Joff, or Gus to my pals. I can make anything into an arsenal, and today I am DM person. And let's keep going. Shiro.
Hey, I'm Andy, and tonight I'm gonna play Ciara, I think, who's a druid and the only person here that actually knows what animals look like.
Juice, it's all up to you.
I don't know what an arsenal is, but it's two words put together that both mean butt things. Was that good?
It's funny.
I guess that is your yes, you're introduced. Emily, go for it.
I'm Kelly. Sarah, I have the body of a spider and the torso of a delicately insane halfling. And I think my spider body is purple. So
And Amador, over to you.
Honestly, I was kidnapped against my will. Hi, I'm Amador. I play games here. Today I will be Woo, but also another person named Judas, and you'll get to meet him later. Hopefully, maybe. I don't know. I'm scared. Please call help for help.
Don't listen to him. He's fine.
Christopher.
Hello, I'm Christopher, and today, as far as I know, I'm playing Reggie, the Birdman Archer, and I am drinking whiskey out of a Care Bear mug.
Oh,
These are all beautiful things. And special guest.
Am I the special guest?
You are a special guest today.
Oh,
welcome, special
hi.
guest.
I mean, I kind of just wandered in, so I wasn't sure. Hi, everyone. I am Sphinx Akasha, the champion of bards. I am currently playing Shavak Vikal, who is a Void Genasi cleric / druid. I think that's who I'm playing. I don't know. The Joff is giving me some reason to kind of pause, and I don't know what's happening anymore.
Please let
and
us
I
keep
am
the Twilight Cleric, please.
yeah, that would be nice. And I am drinking a root beer made of mushrooms.
I don't like
It's
it.
delightful.
That actually does sound delightful. I have a cocoa made out of mushrooms, and it is very, very good. Let me do a brief recap of where we're at in the Darkening Sky. Normally, I have a kind of spiel I do for this to try and get us back in the mood, but we've got a lot to cover in a short amount of time. So the short version is this is a post-apocalyptic setting. There is only one city left and one outpost, and the denizens of this outpost are attempting to wake the gods to create a combined front in order to beat back the darkness coming from the far realms and the abyss in order to basically bring life back to the prime material and save the day. Last time when we met, a large group, including Sarah and Gerda, a character that's actually from a different campaign, which is pretty fun, Woo, Reggie, Shafak, and a gnome. I just lost his name, right? Tiny gnome artificer.
Pappy?
Pappy. They were at the outpost when the Warforged, bound to the god Arcana, whose name is Weave, started acting semi-catatonically and mumbling. The mumbles were coordinates, so this group of heroes, there are multiple groups that live in this outpost, set off to the traveling gates beneath their outpost, and then went to the far, far frozen north, where they used their 7 league boots to step closer and closer towards these coordinates, each time alerting more and more eldritch horrors of their presence, until they found the location they needed to get to, but were being beset upon by skyscraper-sized arms that were growing out of skyscraper-sized arms that were pulling themselves out of a cavern that you could not see the bottom out of. And as they fled down the corridor and behind these large cold iron doors, they were also beset upon by a I guess you could say a storm of bats, which SCR will tell you are not bats. And only about 30 of those got into the cavern with them, while the hands are assumingly are blocking their path out. When last we met, I said we were going to jump right into initiative, which we are not. Instead,
You liar.
we are jumping back to the outpost. At the outpost, Arcana, the Warforged, is still sitting in its state. Kalisera, the right-hand spider lady to Tig, who is the turtle that runs the outpost and makes sure everything is working well and that the teams are outfitted with what they need, and comes in contact with all the lore that they find to try and help discern where the gods might be hiding or entrapped or what's happened to them, are going about their business. The other Warforged had just gotten done with a meeting before the heroes left that was not very productive, so everybody is kind of off in a huff. Other teams are coming and going. Life is moving in a predictable pace in such a terrifying landscape. And all of a sudden, our little kobold paladin, whose name is Scratch, right? That's your name?
I was with the other group.
No, you guys already got back. That episode ended.
Oh. But,
So you're back and you've been left behind on this one. So you are back.
I'm back?
Yeah, because you weren't in the last episode.
I distinctly remember jumping. I remember Scratch being in that.
Scratch was not in that. You were not around last time. Scratch was in the place when Light was freed. And then you came back.
Okay.
You're at the outpost.
Dragon fought.
Yeah,
What,
you're
Chris?
Do you remember a beholder and fighting a dragon?
No. I think I would remember that.
Thanks, Wall. Really trivialized that one.
There were 2 paladins in that fight, so.
Okay, I couldn't remember which one was which.
But I just watched last time's episode and you weren't there. Otherwise, this would be very easy.
Fair, but I do remember going on the beginning of an adventure in the lower caverns.
I think
You
you
did.
left
Okay,
early.
but I'm not with them anymore. Are they
No.
still down there?
No,
They're not in the lower cavern. Okay. Which they are you talking about?
Not team 1, not the team Scratch started with. The second team Scratch was with.
Okay, the team Scratch was with has returned with the dragon. The team that you are not with right now is out.
Okay. All right. So we're back. I'm back in town.
You're back in town. Things happened. You're back in town. What is Scratch doing right now?
Playing a game that involves a lot of like little metal pieces with his like extended family. There you go. How's that?
Okay.
Is that what you wanted?
That sounds fantastic.
Now make up a game.
So, not only am I going to make up a game, I'm also going to say that you have to play it by courier, because your extended family isn't going to go to the outpost. So,
Oh,
right
what's
now,
the fucking? Oh, the outpost. What is the outpost?
The outpost is kind of that upside down undercity spot, isn't it?
With the
Or
with the
am I-
portals
All right.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, currently, all of the teams. I guess I should have done the full. Here, I'll just go and do
Never-
the full thing. Hold on a
No,
second.
no. I remember.
No,
the
I got
outpost.
it. You
Okay.
ready? Do you want me to do it?
I don't know. No, not really.
No, not really. Okay, so you're not in the blind. You're in the outpost with.
I'm in the outpost.
on the
Okay.
opposite side of the mountain range. The underground city runs parallel.
That's where we
Um,
started our last adventure at, or I started my last adventure at. Okay. So in the outpost are a bunch of Warforged, right?
Yeah, all the Warforged, which are mouthpieces for the gods, moved there. And also all the teams that had, let's just say, had a lot of accumulated power, which was starting to get recognized, also
Oh.
moved to the outpost. And
Too
all the
much?
missions are running from there. If you'll remember, in this world, there's something called the law of power. It's
Right.
one of the reasons why I keep track of all the spell slots that you guys use, because
It's-
there's a threshold.
Bullshit.
There's a threshold where you'll get seen by things that are also looking for power. It happened last time.
Are there so Scratch is feeling a bit uncomfortable around all this concentrated power.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I remember some of his creation backstory. So he is searching for, I will say he has found a brother. I forget what I called it. The Brotherhood of Rust or something.
Yeah.
The Order of Rust.
The Order of Rest.
He's found an elder, or at least a more like knowledgeable person than him, and it's just sort of like pestering him or her or them. If you want to grab a rando in your
No, I have one. One of the people that are in that are in the outpost, because a couple of healers were brought along too, just to keep things straight, is a tiefling named Kane, who's in their mid-50s, and they're normally like very accepting, of conversation with you, but right now they are swarmed by trying to like do their duties of the day, and they're barely listening to you.
But they're like a member of the Order of Rust.
They're a member of the Order of Rust.
Cool. Yeah.
And they're like, yes, it's difficult, but a balance has to be maintained if we're trying to also free the gods, because the gods are all sources of power too. But when the gods are all here, maybe the power will be regulated. I mean, it makes me a little bit nervous too, there being a dragon here and all. But the best we can do, I suppose, is what we're doing now, where we are separated from the main body of the blind, and everybody else is being kept safe, even though we are flagrantly disregarding. And as they're talking, there is a high-pitched whine in your ear, and you take 2 points of damage.
Balls. I assume I'm at full.
Yeah, you're at full. You're at full. You take 2 points of damage, and you hear a familiar woman's voice say, say, my acolyte, where is Wu, my warforged? I cannot
Could you
communicate with them.
Kane, do you do different voices?
Kane looks really confused. And when they say, I'm sorry, it sounds like they're underwater. I'm sorry? What are you saying? And you hear, answer me, Acolyte.
Mom, something wrong with my ears? Who's talking to me?
Your God is talking to you.
Oh. And then I look around and I give like a 1 second gesture to Kane and go like scuttle off to like a little corner where behind a corner or whatever and be like, war?
Yes, it's me.
I don't like, it feels like my head is full of cotton. I don't like that.
I know. This is why we normally talk through Warforged. You take 2 more points of damage.
Ow! Okay. Woo, you want who's Woo?
Woo is my Warforged.
Who is your Warforged?
He's the Warforged of War. I speak through him. I cannot
That's
communicate
right.
with him.
Okay. Yeah, I met him for sure. I've been here for weeks, I'm sure.
And you would know that he's out on a mission right now.
He's on a mission. He's been gone. Joff, how long has he been gone?
He's been gone probably a day now.
He's only been gone like a day.
Something's wrong.
I mean, he's only been gone a day.
I can't reach him. Something is wrong.
Maybe he just needs some space. Maybe he didn't.
Who's talking?
I was talking.
No, someone else. I can hear through you.
Kane?
Coordinates. Coordinates? Who's giving a location?
Was that the dragon? This came up earlier. I didn't remember it because I didn't think it'd be that important right now. Who said that?
They left because the Warforged for Arcana, Weave was repetitively giving coordinates to a location.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Oh no, it was Weave.
Weave?
Yeah, the war.
Go to him. Go to him.
Okay. Oh, okay. I go to him.
Chelly. This little, very powerful kobold, probably riding a, or at least having with him a giant cockroach, walks past you, and you know Scratch. You've probably messed with him a lot because you do that kind of thing. And when he passes, you feel in his passing of you just a wake of magic. So much power next to him. It is so unreal.
Is it the cockroach?
That is something Chelly would actually say. Like she would just go ask.
For sure is the cockroach.
And I work there, and he rolls past.
Yeah, you know him. You know everybody.
And he's
here.
like kind of holding his head in pain.
So we're not friends, but we're acquaintances.
Yeah, but you're like you guys basically live in the same compound.
Oh, so I saunter up and I squiggle my arms together in a screeching serenade, which is actually a melody I've been working on for weeks. That's meant to soothe you. And it sounds like babies, like pig babies shrieking. But it's soothing. It's soothing for me. So
And to me, it sounds like they're coming from underwater as well.
Yeah, it's like
yes.
Oh, okay.
Does your head feel better now, Scratch?
Hi, Kelly.
This song was for you.
It's lovely. It's really lovely.
I'm glad you feel better.
I feel so good. Do you know where Weave is?
Chelly,
No.
you do know where he was. You do know where he
Yes.
was because
Yes.
you were with Tig when the Warforged
That's
all had their meeting, and
Yeah.
and
So
while all
this-
the other Warforged have moved around, Weave is still sitting in the exact same spot.
he's actually
Yeah.
sitting in the same spot, Scratch, if you weren't aware.
Great. I need to go talk to Weave right now. Is there something that like I could do for you? No? Okay. Cool. Like, you come with me if you want, or but you
I
don't
will
need to
join
do that.
you.
We do what now?
I will join you.
Oh, great. No, you don't need to. Yeah, you don't need to do that anymore. That
I will stop
I got.
serenading you at this moment, but fear not. There will be many serenades later.
Great.
So-
I think Roach loves it.
So
I'm a good
Scratch
friend.
and Chelly meander towards Weave, and Judas is actually sitting next to Weave because nothing is going on. What does Judas look like? Who are they?
Well, Judas is gonna be he's a heavy set fellow like myself. A little worse for the wear. He doesn't look very appealing. Probably has a few scars on his face. So, you know, he's not very handsome, and it kind of shows in his 9 charisma. But he's probably kind of just like listening to what Weave has to say, even though he has no understanding of what is being said. He's just kind of seating back and thinking about, I don't know, something. Just being lazy. Doesn't really, you know.
Is he human? Is he
He is a human. He is just a dude.
just a dude? Oh man,
You
you're
know,
just sitting there next to this rambling Warforged. It was the best place actually to get peace because everybody else is off doing stuff. So if you sit down next to this Warforged, it looks like you're kind of taking care of him. You don't really need to do anything right now.
Exactly.
Pretty smart. Chris, what's Shay doing right now?
Shay is in his little dirt alcove. Just off on one side of the room, just kind of looking at stuff.
Okay. Kai just got back from a mission. Did you find any intel or was it a bust? Shafak.
I'm sorry, what about Shafak?
Kai just got back from a mission. Was it a bust or did he find any intel?
That's a good question. I'd say Kai found some intel, but probably not as much as he'd wanted.
So Kai, you walk into this scene as Shay is kind of just in his dirt alcove surveying this front thing. You're bringing whatever information you have over to Tig. And so now we're in this, basically the open dais of like this meeting area. And we've got right next to Weave, we now have Chelly and Scratch coming up to Judas, who's sitting right next to Weave. We've got Shay looking out about that, and Kai, also human, right? No, he's Kalishtar. Kai walking across the scene. It's not Wall, so who is standing next to Tig? Because it's not Wall.
Are you asking me that?
No, I'm asking Dakota that because he said
sorry.
he didn't want to play Wall.
I can't play Wall. You tell me which one you want.
I don't know your other character.
Karasu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's
Which one?
Karasu standing? So
Okay.
Karasu is standing next to Tig. Tig is the turtle that runs the camp. Wall is one of the Warforged, which is OP on purpose.
You made me do it.
I asked you to.
Yeah, no, they're chilling. They're chilling over there. I think Karasu has been spending a lot of time going back and forth between Mock's library and trying to do his best to make sure the outpost is advanced. Like, learning a lot from Mock's library.
All right. As Chelly and Scratch get to Weave, Scratch, you know that you're level 6 now too, I hope.
Was level 7 last time we
Yeah,
played.
7.
Oh, level 7. Oh, okay, good.
Okay.
Sorry. As you get close, you hear in your head, and you take 2 more points of damage. Sorry.
What did I hear?
You hear in your head. You hear in your head. That's not Arcana. That's not Arcana. It's a trap. It's a trap. And then nothing.
Oh,
Chelly, you feel that wave of energy, that wave of power, just split. And everything feels normal for a second. And then you feel a different, incredibly foreboding power, not from Scratch, but from Weave.
I want to do Divine Sense.
As you do Divine Sense, I'm also going to take one of Chelly's sorcery points because instinctively she uses Weave Sight, which allows her to basically perceive more of what you're perceiving now. You do Divine Sense. That's Fey Fiend and
Celestial Fiend, Undead, whatever you think is, setting appropriate.
So setting appropriate, especially since you were in that skirmish with the Beholder and all of, surrounded by all of the corrupted, you are hit with that. You feel exactly like being back in that cavern. Chelly, you're within 10 feet of Weave, and you open up your senses, and superimposed over the body of this Warforged is writhing arms, just writhing spectral arms, and going in and out of this creature, like a Studio Ghibli demon. It's just, but instead of being like wiggly worms, these are clawed hands, and
So like a studio trigger demon.
So like a studio trigger demon. And
Can I respond? Or
you can roll initiative.
yeah, you want me to roll initiative to?
I would like everyone to roll initiative as Weave stands up.
So,
Oh damn. Okay, it's not bad.
Roll a d20 and add 2, Chelly.
I don't see that on my character sheet.
Roll a d20 and add 2.
But is it
It
on
would
my
be-
sheet and I'm just missing it?
It's
Yeah, it
it
is.
should be
But
just
if you
below
roll with
your proficiency bonus.
Oh, I see. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys.
that's okay. Roll d20 and add 2.
Oh, I got a 20 this time. 22.
Nice.
Sorry that I made that sound when I did that.
No, it's good to make that sound when you
That was
get a
like a
d20
bird.
Make the
or when
sound.
you get a 20.
I got a 6.
Shay got a 6.
Yep.
Kai got a 15.
14.
Ooh.
Ulas
What's your
got-
dexterity? You
Mine?
just got a 14? Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. I go. Dex is +1.
Great. Okay. Who else we
Ulas
getting?
got 8.
8.
8.
I got a 7.
I got a
Oh,
rock.
God.
I've got seasonal depression.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I got everything. Chelly, you are first to react. You are within 10 feet of Weave. Weave has just gotten up and appears to be, by your vision, possessed by something and is about to attack you. But it is your turn first.
But it's our friend. Is there any way I'm able to use my teeth and bite him and suck the demon out?
You can certainly try to bite him. He is made of metal and wood, and he's a
What?
robot. He's a warforged.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so that's probably not a good idea. So I'm so sorry, guys. So like what's gonna help me suck the demon out of his soul? Or like can I stab it out with or I'm sorry. I'm new to this character. So like what can I do? What's in my will?
She doesn't really have any ways to exorcise a demon, but she is a weave child, so she does understand magic incredibly well.
Yeah.
Roll an Arcana check for me. So your Arcana is +6, so just roll a d20 and add 6, and tell me what you get.
Okay. Come on, cheese. Oh shit. That didn't count. It fell off. 18.
18 plus 6 or 18 total?
No, 8. It was 12 plus 6, so it's 18
12,
total.
6, 18 total. So you've been around the Warforged for a while, and you're cheeky, so you used Weave Sight on them before, and every time you do that, you kind of see like a spirit, like from the ethereal plane that's kind of in them. That is not in them at all. There doesn't seem to be anything in this Warforged except for this blackness. So with an Arcana check of that level, you're pretty sure if there isn't this blackness in it, this Warforged will turn off. Because there doesn't seem to be anything else in it. So with an Arcana check of 18, this is not your friend anymore. Whatever is in here
So I
is
should kill
riding
him.
this thing.
Is what you're saying.
It might be her reaction to kill him, or it might be her action to try and restrain him or stop him.
Nah, we want to kill him. Okay, so is it still my turn?
It is still your turn.
And I can do third level spells?
Yeah.
Okay. Can
You
I
are too. I'm going to tell you this right now. You are too close to use Fireball without destroying yourself. So don't
Okay.
do that.
What about well, I was going to, so thank you. What about could I do Scorching Ray?
Yeah,
Or am I still gonna die?
no scorching. Your scorching ray you totally can do. And you're not within 5 feet, but you are within 10. Is that at a disadvantage? That close?
No.
Okay.
It's 5 feet for disadvantage.
Okay.
So I roll 2d6, and that tells me what damage I rolled.
Yes, but first you have to see if you hit. So you would roll a d20 plus 8.
Ooh, that's a good bonus.
Oh my god, I'm on fucking point tonight. 28. Sorry that I cursed.
Was that a natural 20?
It was a natural 20 plus 8, 28.
Oh, okay, so the natural 20 rules are the same as in Unveiled. So you can either do max damage plus 2d6, Or you could do what is it? Max damage and then something cool. Is that?
I love something
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. No, forgo the max damage and try to do something else.
Oh yeah, you can either do all the damage, or you can try and make your scorching ray, which is a blast of flame, do something that it's not intended to do, or something else like, melt the ground underneath them and have them fall in, or
Can it
like
turn to a lasso and decapitate them?
it can turn to a lasso, but it might not be able to decapitate them.
What if it cuts them in half by the torso and they're cauterized and they're just a stump from top and bottom? Can it do that?
Okay, I will let you either decapitate this robot or cut it in half. Which would you like?
I think I want to decapitate it, but I want it to be cauterized so no blood spurts out anywhere. Maybe blood oozes out of its pores because the neck is cauterized, and maybe congealed blood oozes out of its fingertips, like raindrops.
Okay, so
That's pretty.
instead of blasting this with all your might, you're like, oh, if I just remove the head, it's just going to die, right?
Right.
So you lasso it around the head and you completely sever it. The pressurized fluid inside of this robot leaks out of its fingers, and the head flies off and then stops midair. And all of the black arms that you saw only using your magic are now visible by all.
Oh shit!
I don't like this.
So
That doesn't look good.
what you bought for everyone else is their attacks. I was going to have them do at advantage this turn, but because they're like only you and Scratch could tell something magical was happening, and now they do not get advantage on any of their rolls because it's obvious that something is horribly wrong with this creature. Also, its next round of attacks, I'm going to give it disadvantage against whomever it attacks because it is in a state that is not exactly prime, shall we say. So
Is that good or bad that I did that then?
it's really good for everybody. Okay, next up is, I just lost my, why can't I see that? Oh, there it is. Okay, next up is Kai and Scratch. You are on deck.
Kai just kind of watches that whole thing occur and is like, oh, hell no. Immediately summons a pair of like blades made of like silvery light into his hands and flings them each one at a time. So I'm going to do my Psychic Blades attack. Nice. That's a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
All right. And so that will do 7 points of psychic damage.
Great.
And then the second one will be a 16 to hit.
16 misses.
Ow! Then I'm going to use Lucky to re-roll that.
Okay.
That doesn't actually do anything better.
That's okay. Because of the decapitation, I'm going to say that the head is turned in an inappropriate direction and it can't perceive you. I'm going to let you give me your sneak attack on that.
Ooh. So 2d6. That's going to be 6 extra points of damage.
Okay. And any bonus actions?
Well, the second attack was my bonus action.
Okay, cool. Then unless you're moving, Scratch, that's you, and
Not moving.
then it's my turn.
I'm going to make I'm going to cast a ensnaring strike, which means if I can hit it, that spell will do things. So let's see if I can hit it. I think I'm playing a paladin, right? I don't know. I'm gonna hit it with, I think I have to use a dagger because I am not mounted. So dagger.
Well, yeah.
Balls. 11.
11 does not hit.
Balls. I only think I get one attack, don't I? Oh, you can attack twice instead of once whenever you take it. So I get another attack. Yay. Being level 7 is awesome. 17.
17 misses.
You bald bastard.
I'm sorry.
17 misses, guys.
17
That's
misses.
actually really scary.
Like it.
I should
Welcome
have
to TDS.
spent my turn buffing you. I think that's my turn though.
Okay. But you're engaged now.
Yes.
Okay. Weave has a multi-attack. So Weave's right hand, they put their hand together and then it becomes bladed because, hey, Warforged. And they are going to make one attack at Scratch. And that is an 18 to hit.
18 just hits.
Okay. And that is going to be... Oops. I just rolled 30. That's not the right one.
I can take 30. You want to
No,
hit me with
no.
30?
You take 11 points of slashing damage. And then with his other hand, he's going to attack Chelly. And yikes, that is a 11. Does 11 hit you? Nope, your armor class is 13. So he swipes with his meaty fist and misses.
So, wait. Okay, because that's below my armor class.
Exactly. Meets it or it beats it.
Dodged
And I did
it!
not meet it. And then,
My spider legs.
other than moving to position himself so that he's in between both of you so that he can reach both of you, that is his turn.
Whose turn is it now?
Oh, sorry. It's Judas and then Kurasu's on deck.
Oh, it's me.
It's you. The Warforged just got up from next to you, and then a big old fight just started.
Okay.
I might have a thing.
I will draw my pepper box
Ooh.
and
Ooh.
and I will do me an attack.
Okay. Really quickly, I have to.
Can I? Sorry, my cat.
Yeah, no problem. Really quickly.
It made a melee attack on somebody, right?
It did. It made a melee attack on Chelly, and it made a melee attack on you.
Well, somebody other than me. So I will use my reaction to use my opportunity attack because I have Sentinel
Oh, do it.
to attack, to respond to that. You bastard. All right. Stab again. 18 plus 7, 25.
That definitely hits, and your spell still goes off because it's your
My
next
what?
attack. You did a smite, so your smite will go off.
Yep. Yeah, I know. So I'm going to do the base slash. Oh, that was max damage on the dagger. So 8 points from the dagger.
Mhm.
We're going to go to the spell. Spell pops off, which is an ensnaring strike. I'll do the damage first for 7 points of damage.
What type of damage is it?
I don't know. It has a little bullet icon next to it.
Okay.
Piercing, probably.
Okay, no problem.
And then because it's ensnaring,
You can't move.
a writhing mass of thorny. It can't move.
Well, now he can't because of you. right? Doesn't he?
Well, it must succeed on a strength saving throw or be
Oh, okay.
restrained.
Strength. Let's see. What's my target?
Target.
Don't matter. I rolled a 1.
14.
It doesn't matter. I rolled a 1. I rolled a 1. It does not
It's
matter.
1 less than 14.
It was way less than
while restrained by this spell, the target takes 1d6 piercing damage at the start of each of its turns.
Do I get a save at every one of my turn?
A creature restrained by the vines or one that can touch the creature can use its action to make a strength check against your spell save DC. On a success, the creature is freed.
Okay.
Oh, so you have to burn your action to try to get out.
Yep.
Yep.
So a quick note about that pepper box. While it does kind of look like like a pepper box, that 6-gun shooter, it is a very strange weapon. Everyone assumes it to be magical, but it does not give off it doesn't set off people's magical sight, like if you do detect magic, but everyone assumes that it has to have some kind of magic in it because it is made of a single piece. The weapon certainly opens in order to load the bullets into it, but the bullets are just shells that somehow recharge themselves, and the casings don't fly from the weapon. You just have to keep the casings. So remember, Amador, you have to be very sure that you do not lose any of those, because if you lose one, you lose a shot. Those don't come back. It's a very, very specialized and weird weapon.
And you do not want to throw away your shot.
You do not throw. You don't. Yeah, the shells. You got to keep the shells. Don't discard the shells. And give me your rolls, Amador.
Alrighty.
Do you get advantage since he's restrained?
Yes, I just looked it up. I had to make sure.
Nice.
So I'm gonna be a little spicy. So I'm gonna make my first shot a sharpshooter.
Okay.
So I'm gonna -5. That is a that's a 9.
A 9 with advantage?
With an advantage. That's right. I rolled a 6 and then 21.
21 hits.
Okay. That's a D10.
I forgot he was a gunslinger.
It's a D10 plus 3, so 15. Since sharpshooter gives plus 10.
Oof.
I'm gonna extra attack. Let's do that again. I'm gonna -5. So I think that misses because it's going to be 15 to hit.
15 misses.
All right.
The shot goes through where the tendrils are trying to connect the head to the body, and it rips open a hole, and then the hole closes back up.
All right. I'm going to action surge and do another round of attacks. So, sharpshooter. That's going to be 19 a hit.
19 hits.
All right. It's going to be 3, 10, 11, 12, 22 force.
Wow.
And then the extra attack, since I took the attack action. Natural 20.
Sheesh. Oh, my difficult guy.
I didn't say sharpshooter, did I? I don't think I did. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, not for this one.
So is it double the result of dice or double dice?
It is max damage plus the die, or try and do something cool.
I'm going to take max damage plus the die. So that's going to be 13 plus 5 is 18 force.
Oosh. Okay, that was palpable.
Yep. And then I'm going to move a little bit away, probably out past his reach.
Oh yeah, you are. He would have gotten up in front of you and moved before you knew he was a combatant. So you weren't in his reach already. You were you were just shot from about 10 feet away, so you can back up even further.
Yeah, I'll just do.
This dais is probably like 60 feet. It's where people stand in order to look out. And meet. So this has actual full view of like the surrounding wilderness. Point of fact, 4 shots just rang out from your location.
Yes. I'll move 10 feet back, so I'm 20 feet away from him, and that'll be the end of my turn.
You got it. Shay, you're up. Kelly, you're on deck. Or Chelly.
Did I get a turn?
Did you? Oh wait, no, I totally I totally missed
I was about to say I got an 8.
Karasu and then Shay, right?
Yeah, it's Karasu and then Shay. I'm so sorry. I just want to skip you so bad.
Apparently. How do
It's
I
your-
feel?
Excited.
It's your turn, Demon Bird. How do you feel?
How
Make
do
a
I
wisdom
feel?
saving throw. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Oh no,
That's
yeah.
great.
That's right. Karasu has been poisoned by the
16?
corrupted
Don't
before.
spill my
16, you're fine.
secrets.
You're fine. Well, it
But
wasn't a secret.
How do I feel about this dude?
Well, you Karasu, do not bend over in pain, clutching your arm, but you do feel waves of nausea, and the want for violence is raising into your throat, and you are starting to have a little bit of tunnel vision.
Interesting. Okay. Bonus action, I'm going to cast Hex. And we will impose disadvantage on strength checks, I guess.
Sounds good. Oh, now he can't break free. Smart.
Yeah. And then we'll shoot Eldritch Blasts at specifically the black tendrily shit.
Oh.
That's going to be a 27 on the first one.
Completely misses.
Yeah, I'm sure. And a 21 on the second one.
Both hit.
Yeah, awesome. So the first one's going to be 18 plus. Do you need it split between necrotic and force?
No.
Okay. And then I will do my extra bludgeoning damage for my genie. So the first shot's going to be 17 points of damage.
Okay.
And then the second shot is going to be 16 points of damage.
Awesome. Shay, you're witnessing all of this, and you're noticing that Weave, or what was formerly Weave, is starting to looking pretty rough.
I'm within 60 feet.
Yes, and everybody's rolling with advantage, right? Because he's bound up.
Yeah.
Okay, making sure.
I will just cast then a first level guiding bolt at him. Uh, 21.
21 to hit.
Yes.
That definitely hits. What's the damage type?
It's radiant.
Okay, great. Roll me the damage.
15 damage total.
15. you see that radiant energy. Like, what does it look like when Shay casts this? Because he's made out of crystal. What does it look like?
The same color as him. It's like a very pretty blue.
So this really beautiful, like, beam of blue exudes from Shay as he climbs out of his little mud hut, and it hits this creature. And you've seen that magic affect other creatures before. Were it not for the grasping vines from the smite, this creature would have crumpled to the ground. But the vines are holding it up, and it comes back up. It was so much more effective than you have ever seen. And now it is Chelly's turn.
Oh, and at the end of my turn, I'll go, holy dirt! Judas, that was so friggin' loud!
You'll get used to it.
Okay, so
Is it now my turn?
it's your turn.
Am I too close to use a scorching ray?
You are too close unless you want to do it at disadvantage. But
can I not use my bonus action of telekinetic shove to push this bitch?
You could, but he's restrained by the vines in that spot. I'm not quite sure.
Well, I have a walking. My walking speed is 30 feet. Can I not just moonwalk back?
You can totally moonwalk back. Yeah, you can totally moonwalk back. If you do, you might take an attack of opportunity because you're moving out of their melee range.
I don't understand what that means.
If you are engaged with somebody and you're right next to them and with rowdy fisticuffs, and then you move away. Yeah, and you move away from them, they can pop you one.
But he's restrained.
Yeah, but you're still moving out of his box. So let me see. Can a restraint?
He'll get disadvantage on the attack. But
restraint can give him disadvantage.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, he'll get disadvantage if he tries.
But I have a disadvantage anyway if I do a spell. Do I not?
No, he'll get disadvantage trying to hit you if you leave because he's restrained. I will have to roll if I try and take an attack on you. I'll roll twice and I'll take the lower number.
Yeah.
So you're saying I should moonwalk back so I can shoot a fire at you?
I'm saying
that's what you wanted.
Yeah, I'm saying you're much safer than normal if you want to try that.
Okay, that's what I want to do then. I want to shove you with my brain. Do I have to roll anything for that, or did we already do it?
No, the target has to, if you want to shove them with your brain, they have to succeed on a strength saving throw.
You won't.
I have disadvantage on it, but I don't know if they can move because of the vines.
You can't, but I can.
Well, you don't need to shove him then. I guess you could telekinetically shove yourself.
Oh, right. Well, so I'm not shoving you. So I should just walk away, right?
Yeah, I don't think that they can move. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I'm going to walk away.
Okay.
Wait, is that the only thing I can do on this roll is walk away?
No, you can do all tons of stuff.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to walk back, and then I'm going to use my 3rd level fireball.
You will catch Scratch in that.
Oh,
probably everybody.
Come on, man, get out of the fucking...
No, that's huge. You probably would catch everybody.
Really?
I think it would. Yeah.
Okay, well then never mind. I'm not. Thank you guys. I'm not walking away then.
No, hold on a second. Let's look at what you got.
I'm sorry, guys.
You an evocation wizard?
What?
No, she's a sorcerer.
Sorcerer.
So my only damaging things are fireball and scorching ray, right?
Scorching ray you could totally do without hitting anyone else.
It's not. I'm not like lame if I do the same thing over and over.
No.
You do with what works.
Okay, then I guess I will not saunter back. I will stay right up in their business, and I will do a.
If you want to do something funny, if you would like to do something funny, you do have the spell Catapult, which is where you can choose one object weighing 1 to 5 pounds within range that isn't being worn or carried. The object flies in a straight line up to 90 feet in a direction you choose before falling to the ground, stopping early if it impacts against a solid surface. If the object would strike a creature, that creature must make a dexterity saving throw, which I believe I cannot, or I take it disadvantage because I'm restrained.
Oh, so I can hurt you with that.
Yes, you could. So the furniture up here is made out of stone. You could very easily find a 5-pound
So like an ottoman,
chair.
perhaps?
I don't think it's as fancy as that, but if you would like to hit someone with an ottoman, I would
What
love.
we have
Kelly
ottomans. What are you
to have
talking
an
about?
ottoman.
I'd like to throw
Why
an
not?
ottoman, please, Alex Trebek.
All right.
It's like 90% ottomans up here. What are you talking?
Okay.
the
So
Ottoman
you
Empire in this bitch.
Okay,
You
I want to
can't-
catapult an ottoman, please.
you look around. You're like, I'm gonna leave. Wait, I'm not gonna leave. I'm gonna fireball. Then you look over and you're like, oh, I would totally fry my friend. And then you're like, oh, there's an ottoman there, and you use your telekinetic powers to cast catapult.
Oh, I do it
My
with my telekinesis, not with my many legs. That's classy.
you can do both if you'd like.
No, I
Um,
like telekinesis, and then I'm
fine.
sauntering. I'm leaning
I
back.
rolled a 9 and an 8. I would have failed on both rolls.
Great.
And you then do 5d8 damage to me.
Okay, so that means that I roll a d8 5 times, and I just pick the largest number.
No,
No,
you
add it
roll a d8 5
Add
times
all
and
that together.
give me all the numbers.
Okay. 7. You guys add for me, please, while I roll. Is that okay?
I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Whoopsie. 7. Okay, we got 2 7s. 4. 3. How many times do I roll?
One more.
7.
It's 28
gosh.
on my count.
Yep. That's a lot. Okay. Okay, with this. Okay, awesome. With this, the ottoman actually takes the head all the way away. And what's left, it's still standing, but it's barely moving at this point, and the arms are looking around and like trying to pry the tendrils off of it, but it does not look like it's long for this world. And that brings us to Kai. Scratch, you're on deck.
Ooh, it's me.
Yay.
All right. So
I
the
haven't
first
even
thing I'm gonna do is I see all this happen. I'm like, okay, we're doing cool shit then. I'm going to throw another mind dagger, a psychic dagger, at the thing, which I guess I have advantage on because it's still restrained. Yes.
Yes, I haven't had a chance to save yet.
All right. Well, that is going to be 23 to hit.
23 definitely hits.
Cool. So that will be 6 points of psionic damage.
And
then
your sneak
I'm going.
attack?
Ooh, I forgot about
It's at
sneak attack.
disadvantage.
Oh yeah, someone's in melee with it.
That's 7 points of sneak attack. And then I'm going to run up to it. And I'm going to use a focus, which is, I guess, the new word for key point. Use a focus point to flurry of blows this bitch.
You got to run up to it then.
That's what I was. I said. I was
Okay.
gonna run up to it, and then I flurry of blows it. So that's 2 unarmed strikes, both at advantage. The first one is a nat 20.
Great.
And remind me how you do.
You either do max damage plus the die,
Okay.
or you do something cool.
Okay. I'm gonna max damage this one plus the die.
Okay.
So that's 8 plus. So that's 12 points of bludgeoning damage for the first one,
Oh, it's looking rough. Pieces of this robot are everywhere.
and then for
That
the
punch
second one-
broke like a body cavity, and like pieces of infrastructure are everywhere.
Oh, For the second one is a dirty 20 to hit.
Dirty 20 hits.
Cool. And that will do 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and I'm going to impose using my flurry of blows topple, which I believe would make it go prone, but I think there's a saving throw for that.
Dex?
Yes.
That's actually, even with disadvantage, 19.
Even with disadvantage? All right. Well, it's still standing. Shit.
That's okay. It's still wrapped in vines. I think what really happened at this point is like you do like any normal situation, this would have brought someone straight down, but they're propped up by all of these vines. So you're thwarted by the magic that's also helping you.
Yeah. So yeah, I basically, dagger it, come up, a couple of wing chun punches, and try and knock it down. Like I try to like put a foot under to also like make it fall, but doesn't work out so well.
It doesn't work out so well to knock it down, but you're still knocking even more pieces out of it, and it looks like more like arms trying to keep it together now than it does the actual shell. And Scratch, this is your turn.
Yay, I'm gonna fucking kill this thing.
Do it.
I think you have to. I'm gonna do Divine Smite if I hit this thing. So, as an action, no. Where is it? Feature creature. Divine Smite. When you hit with a melee weapon attack, you can expend 1 spell slot to deal damage. So it doesn't. I don't think this interrupts my concentration, Shiro.
Shouldn't. It's not a spell.
No.
Divine Smite isn't a spell.
This is an undead or fiend.
We'll say for the purposes of this, yes.
Okay, cool. So I will attack with advantage with my dagger. Sound good? First attack, 25.
Hits.
Second attack, 19.
Both hit.
All right, so we'll do dagger number 1, 7. Divine Smite pops off, which is going to do. I'm going to do a second level. So that'll be 3d8. It'll be 4d8 because it's an undead or fiend. So, blah, blah. Where's the d8? I have to do this manually. 2, 3, 4. Well, I love D&D Beyond sometimes. It's actually quite good. That's 15.
15 radiant?
15. Yes, radiant.
Okay. So how much was the dagger part?
Dagger was 7. 7 plus 15. Then there's 7. A second dagger.
So let me stop you there. That was actually 7 plus 30, and it had 9 points left.
Well, no, but I'm going to do the second dagger, which is another 5.
Okay, do it. Second dagger was another 5. So there's a huge space left by Kai, and as Kai takes the
I didn't say this, but I was targeting as much of the like black tenderly shit as possible because I felt like that was more of the undead fiendy kind of essence that I was going for.
So as Kai tries to put it on its back, but it doesn't fall, he's leaning over, and you see a piece of the rib cage portion of this Warforged that like is just exposed, and you see like writhing black mass inside, and it's an easy attack. It's just straight in, and then all the fury of war comes through this tiny dagger, and you can see from the inside out, you just burn out all of this blackness.
And when I do this, I scream in this like high pitched like Boy Scout voice that Scratch sometimes I convey well and other times I don't. It's just like ah!
And as you do this, the briars fall, the robot husk now just crumples to pieces, and the head that Chelly knocked away lands in your hands.
My hands.
Yeah.
And doesn't disintegrate.
No, the head
Is
was the robot's head, but as you catch it, the there's a slight remains of this black mass on it, and it says, "We see you." And then your last 5 points of dagger are you stabbing into the skull.
Twist and just, and I mentally say to the god of war, who may or may not be there anymore, probably isn't, I'm like, was that good?
And everyone, normally in the Darkening Sky, I start with a flashback. Instead, I started with a meanwhile. Let's take a quick break, and then we're going to go back to where the other team is, Gerda and Wu and all of those other people, now covered in bats on the other side of the world.
They're not fucking bats.
They are too. Let's take a break.
They're geese.
Have you actually
Sure.
seen
What
that?
the fuck's a geese?
Cheryl, make a thing for break happen.
Oh my.
Break the glass.
Oh,
Hi. Hello. Okay, welcome back to the Darkening Sky. We had a break, and as you can see, we no longer have a Juice, and that's a bummer, but he had an elsewhere he must be. And also, we are no longer in the outpost. While all that was happening, the team that we were following originally is still in that giant square room with a round embossed floor, pieces of large iron bars, huge glass lenses, and all manner of other things are strewn about this. What seems to be the I hesitate to describe it other than like an aircraft carrier hangar of iron. It's just a huge iron box underneath what I guess would be a solid ice mesa, the highest of multiple solid ice mesas in wherever this desolate frozen wasteland of this desolate frozen world is. And these group of people, I don't know what accent that is, but that's what came out of my mouth.
This group of people, it's
These,
good. Yeah,
these,
it's a
this
group of people.
this group of people has not yet been beset upon by the bats that they
they're
let
not
in.
bats.
Right.
Well, they do have weird lamprey mouths, so they're not.
They have
bad.
weird lamprey mouths and no eyes.
There are plenty of reasons they're not bats.
One of which they fly. Of course, I mean, Sierra knows that bats couldn't possibly fly.
They're too big.
Yeah. And you have just, Wu has just closing the door, if that's even a word. And there's a moonbeam outside of the door. And inside, I don't recall if anyone has cast light or anything. Did someone have a torch? I can't recall.
Well, Shafak has dark
Oh,
vision.
yeah, they all. That's what was going on.
I think our whole team has dark vision.
Everybody has dark
Oh, that's
vision.
right, because I used Eye of Night on everyone.
Yeah, you used Eye of
Oh
Night.
yeah, so we all do. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so everybody currently has dark vision, but there is no light in this room. So everything is, of course, shades of gray, and now we are in a completely different location, and here we are. You find yourselves here, and just to reiterate, Emily, now you are Gerda.
Who is Emily? Only Gerda or Kara?
You are now Gerda.
Gerda. Let me nibble some nits out of my rat fur. Cool.
There's a strange and like palpable quiet now. You don't hear the flight of numerous wings. You don't hear the sound of giant fingernails scraping against landscape or snow or ice. It's eerily calm, and the air is stagnant, and here you are in this gigantic room, and the bats seem to have moved.
The what?
The bats, which are not bats, according to Sierra, but the bats, B-A-T-S, bats. They don't seem to be attacking.
They're moving to the corner of the room, you say?
This place is huge. It's like airplane hangar huge.
I feel like
And the bats without their swarm haven't circled around yet.
All right. Undocumented flying creatures.
The undocumented flying
it's like a place to do the wall.
UFCs.
I feel like this is kind of. Wait, we don't have a bard, do we?
We've got a cleric.
What?
We've got a cleric, 2 druids, an archer, and a monk.
So no one can play music. I feel like these poor bats just want music, and nobody can do that for them. I feel so sad about that. Okay, so so
I
the
could
bats.
sing, but I don't think you want that.
What?
I could sing, but I do not think you want that.
I know plenty of animals
That's
that
Woo?
make music.
Wait, this Sphinx?
That's Shafak.
Shafak? What?
I could
creature-
sing, but I
what
don't
creature
think
are
you
you?
want that. I am a void genasi.
He looks like a very pretty human that's kind of like star-like. Like he has like glowing white eyes and a glowing
Ooh,
mouth.
it's like a beautiful, beautiful human.
He's a beautiful black star man.
Yeah, I'm a star. Yeah,
Ooh.
True.
yeah, a black star man.
So why are the bats not gravitating towards you? Can I not? Don't want to make the bats happy. Can I like play a song? And I guess I can't play a song. I'm not musical. I'm sorry. I'm no bard.
What's the range in our dark vision?
120 from 9.
Yeah, your
100
dark vision is 120, I believe.
Okay, can we see all the way across this room?
What's
Okay.
Shafak's dark vision?
300.
Okay, you cannot see across the room. Shafak can.
So we don't know how big the room is.
We can say it this way. The limit of Shafak's vision is just barely at the edge of this place. You guys are standing in a room that is just about 300 square feet. It's
This room
huge.
is very large.
Well, let's take a look around, shall we?
So I'm Gerda. So
Yes.
perfect. I scritch off a bunch of old hairs and leave tuft of furs. I tuck them under rocks. I make them back
Noted.
later for them.
I'll tell you this, Gerda, you have a very powerful sense of smell. So you have basically placed your smell at the doorway. So you do know which way would ostensibly be out if that way is not blocked.
That's perfect. I call it snarfing.
You've snarfed the door.
Yes. I've snuffed the door, everybody, in case you aren't aware.
That is good to know. I don't know what that means, but thank you for telling us.
Yeah, snarf. It's like a verb meets an adjective. Snarf.
Wonderful.
Like that kind of sound.
Ah,
Just rat stuff.
all right.
Ooh.
Not a pig.
Okay.
It's pig adjacent, but it's rat.
Oh,
So what
Okay, so
fuck's
Whose
going
turn
on in
is
this
it?
room?
That is a good question.
I left my scent at the door, right? Like my musk
You
or
did.
whatever.
You did.
Okay, and I'm done. I don't have to do. Should I stop talking? And then
We're
somebody
not
else
in
goes?
initiative, so it's just
Yeah, we're not in initiative.
Yeah.
You guys are in a space. You were aware that about 30, what are they called? Unidentified
UFCs.
some UFCs, some Ultimate Fighting Champions. We'll say just bats with a question mark. You know they're in here. And every time, every so often, as you are walking around, you'll see one at rest
I can.
on the ceiling, but they don't seem to be attacking like they were before.
I do have a flame. I think I have a torch of eternal flame. Can I not light that so we can at least see where we're going?
100%. You guys all have dark vision right now, so you can kind of see,
Oh.
but you can't see in color
It's
right
dim.
now.
Yeah.
Nope.
You
Or-
light the torch of eternal
Yeah,
flame, and
that's what that sound was.
you notice that the as you're walking through the space, the bats move away from the light.
Oh. I'll take out an arrow and I'll cast light on the arrowhead on it.
Yeah, you guys are moving through
What?
this space.
I cast the cantrip light on an arrowhead as I'm just holding the arrow. So now we have a torch and a glowing arrow.
So when you shoot the arrow,
Yes.
it will be a beam of light.
Yeah.
Okay, so how far does my glowing torch reach?
I don't remember. What does the spell Continual Flame say?
I'm looking for it.
I
Sorry,
think it's like
guys.
60 feet.
30 or
Ooh.
60. One of the two.
Either way, I
It's
will
equivalent
reach.
of a torch.
Either way, I will reach towards the flame, and I'm going to cast Control Flames on it, and I'm going to double the area of bright life.
Okay, so it's bright light in 20-foot radius, so you double that to 40.
Yes.
So
What a team are we?
So now, like, combined with everybody's dark vision and the fact that you've got one very bright light source and another standard light source, this place is, to you, especially with Shafak here giving you guys extra added power to your dark vision, it's lit up like a Christmas tree. I don't know where, are you guys keeping together? I would assume to be close to the light source. Where do you travel to? Are you moving across the walls? Are you going to the center of the room? It's quite large. You know, this is like a ballroom.
Given the extent of my own dark vision, do I see anything that looks of interest?
You know, you can give me perception. You can give me investigation. If you feel like it, you can give me Arcana. If you feel like it, you can give me whatever way you want to perceive this room, and then tell me what it is, and I'll give you a different kind of information for it, even if it's like insight or something like that.
I was gonna say
anyone's free.
Insight
Feel free to do
sounds
that.
pretty good. I'm gonna do insight.
I'm gonna go ahead and do investigation. Okay. That is a 22.
Okay, 22 investigation. Investigation to me is a little bit different than perception. It's a little bit more
like putting together
purposeful,
clues.
right?
Yeah.
So what exactly are you looking at? Are you looking at the unstructured pieces of metal and glass in this room? Are you looking at the walls or the floors or the shape of the room? Where are you honing your investigative lens?
I guess I'm looking at the shape of the room or the wall. I actually, you know what? I'm looking at the walls of the room to see if there's anything that stands out, telling us exactly like what the purpose of this room is, or if there's any more of that like weird poetry on the walls at all.
Great. Okay. So you're looking out for Aquan poetry. You've seen it written down. You don't speak Aquan, but you've seen the glyphs. You don't see word one in this place. You're investigating to see what's the purpose of this room. The purpose seems pretty unclear, even with a roll that high. But with a roll that high, when you're thinking purpose, you see notches in the wall.
Okay.
And they're equidistant all the way around the wall. So there's probably, I guess you would say, like, if you're looking at the wall, there's 5 inset notches, and they're perfectly parallel, and they're on every wall at the same height. And what was your roll? What was your investigation roll?
It was a 20, 17.
21, I think.
No. 22.
22. With the 22, as you're looking at that and just surveying the room for purpose, I don't know if Shafak is mathematically minded, but I don't think I could say this another way. Some of the beams of iron, the same iron that the whole room is made out of, this seemingly like unworked iron, some of the beams would fit across or maybe catty corner, but none of them are long enough to be the hypotenuse of the entire room. But they look like they could fit in those slots. Purpose, though, it's really hard to tell. The room is a fucking huge room with a bunch of weird metal and glass shit in it.
Okay.
Syra, what did you roll?
21 insight.
21 insight. This place is cold. This place has one entrance, seemingly no exit. This place is vast. This place is full of metal. This place screams prison.
Ah. We're in a prison.
I rolled for investigation as well to see if I could figure out, because you said there was a bunch of glass.
Yeah.
I wanted to see if I could figure out, like, reverse piece back together, see if I could figure out what it could have been. And I rolled a 23.
Oh, this is excellent. So you go over to the glass. Now, here's the thing. There are huge pieces of glass that are broken. There are shards of glass strewn about. On a 23 investigation, as you're looking around, you find a intact piece of the glass. And it is a solid glass, or maybe even lead crystal, but it's a solid lens. It's like a magnifying glass lens, and it's probably your height, maybe a head foot taller, and it's laying against one of these beams. And you look around at the state of all this other glass, and 23 investigation, there are at least 3 more pieces that would be like this, but there are definitely more that were much, much larger. And there's just broken pieces all over the place. You, as you're moving together with your friends, Shafak is pointing out that there's like a way to stick, like you could possibly stick beams into the walls, and you look over past some of these beams and you see a fragmented piece that is maybe it's like half the size of the room, but it's like cracked in half, and there's just glass pieces scattered behind it.
Does this remind me at all of the lenses on the observatory on the moon?
It does. It does. With a 23, these are really similar. Except the lenses in the observatory on the moon were tiny.
Yeah.
These are huge.
And there's no opening in the roof or anything.
You are in an enclosed space.
So why would they have viewing lenses buried in a steel or an iron box underground where you can't actually look at anything?
That is a good question.
Incredible distances with these things. You
And,
can see to the moon.
And Poppy goes, "Yeah, man, and why are they broken?" That's my Poppy impression.
That's pretty good.
Like,
Yeah.
why are they all smashed? What? Like, you think you have to like, I'm an artificer. You have to put viewing lenses in order for if you're going to look through them. This is just smashed.
That is true.
Ooh, would there be a definite line from smallest to largest lens? Could I tell how they would have been arranged? Or is it jumbled?
Ooh. Okay. The material that's in this room does not look like it was calmly put away. Especially with investigations that high. This looks like it was purposefully and quickly dismantled, shall we say? Like a toddler taking apart Tinker Toys. This was purposefully broken. Whatever this was is perfect.
It was smashed.
It was. It was. Woo, what's your background? I know you're the Warforged of War, but what's your kind of what's your deal?
My deal is I am a far traveler.
A far traveler.
Yeah.
So
I kind of stick out like a sore thumb.
You must have been
place.
You must have been one of the last people to have been found outside of the blind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Woo, give me one of those crazy history checks.
Come right up, Captain. Ooh, I don't think I history.
You don't think you historied?
My history, prepare for this, is a whopping 5.
5. Okay. Something about this room seems really familiar. Give me a perception check as you lean up against it. Like just the wall or look down at the floor or something like that.
16.
You're like, I mean, there's something there, but I can't even fathom it. And you lean down and put your hand on the ground, and your hand looks remarkably like this metal. And you look at your chassis, your frame, any part of your body that is metal is this metal.
I don't like that. I kind of look towards whoever's next to me, who kind of speaks up and says, "This place is made of the same metallic composition as myself." And I just keep taking like multiple double takes. I just have to really make sure I even knock on it a little bit, knock on me a little bit.
That is disconcerting.
Chris, what was your investigation check?
23.
23. Let me roll a luck check for you. Oh! I should have let you call that, actually. Evens or odds?
Odds.
Okay. You were thinking about, like, how much glass is this? There is at least enough glass to put together 4 of the pieces that you found intact. And you're not quite sure how many of the one that you saw half of. You don't see anything else that has that same like curve to be that large. But there are varying sizes of other ones. Maybe you could get 4 more of different sizes, or 5, but you can't quite tell that. But you can definitely get 4 identical lenses of that same size.
I point that out to everyone.
So it has lenses like the moon. It's made from the same material as me.
Well, if I may ask, what is the purpose of that specific metal in your composition?
Do I know that? Or
I've never thought of that. Is there? Is there a purpose?
Yeah, why that metal? What does it do?
It much like heat is to copper, and electricity is to, other steels and metals.
I'm sorry, electricity? You mean lightning? Ah, yes.
Yes. It is a good conductor. It could entrapulate, if that's a word. I don't know if that's a word.
I don't think it is, but go on.
You get the idea. It could conduct a lot of magic and keeps the composition of myself whole. It prevents me from exploding or dismantling. It can be resistant to outside and internal weathering and effects of that nature. Not perfect, but I'm trying here.
No, it's great. I love that. Who went to the moon that's here? Shafak is lost
me
in
and
Shafak.
Shafak. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you two, you remember back to that little room that set all of this off in that hilariously, accidentally penis-shaped temple. I did not mean that to happen, but it happened. And the container that was housing God, number one,
Oh, yes, that
war,
cube.
also this material, the same smooth, strangely unworked iron. And give me who has whoever has proficiency in Arcana, if anyone does. If anyone has proficiency in Arcana, roll it for me.
Ooh, 19 plus 5.
Ooh,
24.
19 plus 5. 24. You think?
How do I know if I
Because-
have proficiency in Arcana?
You would.
There'd be a dot next to it.
There's no. Okay, I don't have a dot. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's something if you add your proficiency bonus to it. So I don't know that Gurna would actually care about that. I don't know what.
No, I have like a +1, but there's no dot next to it.
Okay, you would know that
Oh,
it
yeah.
would be. You would have a bigger plus to that. Okay, Reggie, you fall into one of your Reggie holes.
Yeah.
Sometimes Reggie's in the middle of combat and he starts thinking about how magic works. And you start thinking same metal as a magical thing, a conduit, but an adjurative conduit, right? It's a protective measure for woo. And you're like, well, why is this protective? And then you're like, Sierra was mentioning that it feels cold like a prison. And then you look at the pieces that Shafak pointed out that could be placed, could be balanced. None of them could go all the way across at a diagonal in the room, but some of them could go across the shorter places of the room. You look at the circle on the floor, the square room around. You look at the amount of glass that could make 4 equal-sized lenses. You look at the varying shapes that you can't place, and then you look back at the metal and you say to yourself, looking at the beams, you say 2 scales, 3 frames, 4 wheels, 5 lenses. You've seen this over and over again. It's scarred on the surface of the earth. It was the first thing that opened up when Shafak touched the piece of metal that was containing war. It's been all over the place. You could, in theory, make a room-sized weaver's knot with a series of composite lenses using the structures that are in this room, but all of the pieces that would make the scales and the frames have been taken off and they're metal. How would you move them? And then almost all of the pieces of glass have been dashed.
What happens if I cast mending on the glass? Like small sections at a time.
I believe it mends it.
Give me a luck check and just tell me what number you get. 11. You go to a place where there's broken pieces of glass and you're like, what if I just mend this? You start casting mending and a couple of pieces of glass come together and then a couple of pieces of glass go the other way. And you're like, this is the world's biggest fucking jigsaw puzzle. This is possible to do, but this will take days. And how many rations did you bring?
Well,
But with a luck check like that, if somebody else has mending,
does anybody else have the ability to mend?
Shavak certainly does.
Do you like puzzles, Shavak?
Oh, I have it as well. Yes,
It depends on
Reggie,
the kind of puzzle.
Do you like puzzles?
I love
I will-
puzzles. Yes.
I'll walk over and I'll just kind of like wave my hand and the pieces of glass go flying all over the place. So we can fix it.
there's also the problem of moving these bars
Yeah.
because some of them are out of your reach. I mean, some of the places in which you would affix them because it's a very tall ceiling. We're probably talking, I'm going to say probably it's a 30-foot ceiling to put these things in order. Remember,
Levitate.
the smallest of these lenses for the 4 wheels are as big as a person around or as a hypotenuse. So as you start mending, you start seeing like curves of glass and you're like, where are we going to put this? But you guys are on the right track.
If these are lenses, then maybe, and then we're in like a round room.
How-
Maybe these broken glass form giant lenses that fit in each one of the slots. It's a thought.
Hey, Woo, give me a perception check.
Oh, I'll give you a perception check.
Just do it while everybody's talking about what to do with these lenses and bars and beams.
Oh my!
These lots of trains.
How much did you say these things weigh while he's doing that?
14.
14. Okay, I'll come back to you, Woo. How much? Okay, so the panes of glass, the lenses that are about the size of, about the size of Reggie. Reggie can pick up. It's kind of a struggle, but he can pick them up and he could pick it up over his head, right? Yeah. You could probably do the same thing, but let me do something really quick here. If you're looking at the weaver's knot, maybe I can present something. Ready? I shall share screen. I would like to share a screen number 2. Yes. Well, I can't do it. The browser won't let me do it. I'll plop it into the chat instead because I cannot. I cannot. So there's the weaver's knot right there. So if you can imagine, the largest of those circles is a lens. and each of the straight lines is a supporting beam.
Okay. And the only things that are like 30 feet up in the sky are like nothing insanely large, right? Is going up there?
I don't know.
Fuck.
You've got a series of beams and a series of pieces of glass that you are currently mending, and how to arrange them is
Okay.
a balancing act.
So as we're kind of like mending the stuff down here, you know,
Woo, I'm going to send you a message.
there's a way that we could lift things up there if we have to reconstruct something.
I can levitate objects.
How heavy?
About 500 pounds, give or take.
Oh, we're about at the same point then. I could deal with up to about 450.
Ah. Well, that should probably work. I would think.
Hopefully.
Yes.
So you are currently arranging beams and mending?
Yes. We're doing our best.
I'm going to say let's do a group.
Doing a group check.
Let's do a group. See, we're all working together on this.
We're working.
Let's do a group, and I'll give you. It's your choice. If you feel like you're doing like physical labor, you can do a athletics check. If you are doing mostly magecraft, you can do your spell DC. Not DC, I'm sorry, your spell attack modifier. And if you think you are doing something that's just like helping arrange like mentally or something like that, you can do a investigation or perception check, whichever one you prefer. So any of those rolls, give me one and tell me the number.
So Gerda would probably be doing an investigation or perception check, right?
Yeah, whichever either of those ones. Tell me what you rolled.
Okay.
Okay.
I got a 22.
22.
18.
12 plus 5 is 17 for doing magic stuff.
Wu is going to speak up in the midst of all this mending and puzzle crafting, and he's gonna say, "The bats haven't moved.
They're not bats.
The things haven't moved. The UFCs have not moved. The winged lampreys have yet to stir."
Those are barely wings, to be clear.
The flying
can you-
Ondos have not done anything.
Woo, can you slide me a roll too for the group check?
D20.
D20, and then whatever you seem to be working on, either physical help, which would be athletics, or mental help, which would be investigation or perception stuff.
May I use?
No, I don't
doesn't
like
matter.
people doing things. Yeah,
Doesn't
you can
matter.
totally use it. I don't know what it is.
I was gonna say acrobatics, but it's the same thing.
Oh, can I guidance? Is it too late
Yeah,
to guidance?
you can guidance. Woo.
Guidance, woo.
Oh, I feel guided. So guided. That's going to be. Let me get my guidance in this business. I had D-Force. There it is. That's going to be a 15.
15. Awesome.
We're kind of killing it.
72.
Gerda coughs up an intact bird skeleton onto the floor and pushes it away with her tail. And then she rolled a 12.
Okay. That's
That
great.
Was perception.
Beautiful.
Perception. Okay. Plus 12. That's a total of 84.
Quick maps.
Oh no. I just got that stupid song out of my head.
Sorry.
Just breaks my
Okay.
brain every time.
So does this takes you guys so long?
Oh no.
So while you guys that check I took out of how many hours was possible for this to take. And that was a huge chunk. You guys rolled very, very well. So you still, this whole endeavor, like mending, moving, figuring this stuff out, it's gonna take 8 hours.
Woof.
This is the rest of your entire day. And in the middle of this, while you guys are putting this all together, and hopefully you got food or something like that,
Yeah,
you guys,
I don't
you guys,
do that.
yeah, you don't even do that. You're a robot. You guys hear from Wu what he just said. There has been no movement in here.
Maybe they aren't bats.
Says Gerda, the only person in here that has even seen a real bat,
Bullshit.
which is wonderful.
Bullshit. Wouldn't know a real bat if it slapped you in the face. Keep
Gerda
it up.
doesn't have
I'll show you a real bat. Keep it up.
Gerda doesn't have context for this. Sierra thinks she knows what animals look like, but she's never seen real ones.
Well, they are doing
After-
something, not doing something. This is very weird.
Very
Um,
strange.
After 8 hours, you have put the beams in place to make the proper lattice to allow all of the lenses to arrange, except for one. The way that you have to put them together to make sure everything balances is lightest to heaviest. But in the placement, you realize there is no way to support the largest lens. After 8 hours, you have the largest lens in position, but not suspended like the rest of the apparatus.
What did we miss?
Can we roll a perception or something to understand what the problem is?
Yeah.
How heavy would the largest lens be?
The largest lens is incredibly heavy. It doesn't exceed 500 pounds or something like that. But it's huge.
My perception is a 21.
The perception check you choose so you, Gerda, you're like, well, what is this? Why? What did we miss? That's your question. What did we miss? What did we
Yes.
get wrong?
Yes.
You look around and you didn't miss anything.
Well, what the fuck?
This is absolutely purposeful. This is absolutely purposeful. This is meant to, there is not meant to be a place that this piece can rest.
Do we have to
Well,
move it to
there's
the
some
middle of the
kind of-
ground or something?
We
There's
cannot
some kind of
suspend it.
focusing lens.
We cannot suspend it. Fam? Team?
That is a good question. I'm wondering.
There's
I mean, there's nothing to suspend it from.
Magic.
What if
I could levitate it again. That could be a thing, and we see what happens.
Can you
What's the limit?
perpetually levitate something? Like you put it in there and then it's a thing and you don't have to focus on it. It's like a separate. Is that a thing that exists?
Levitation's concentration.
Yeah, I have to
Okay.
concentrate on it.
Okay. Well, shit.
We
We
can
cannot.
try it.
We cannot hook and lasso something and suspend it. Oh, I'm not a
Probably
spider
too
anymore.
heavy.
I cannot make a spider thing to hang either.
You're currently not a spider. That's true.
Yeah, I am a rat.
I don't think the glass could support all that weight. We would just go back to where we started.
What is our problem then?
What's the weight limit on levitation?
500 pounds.
Oh, it could do it.
I would have to hold it there, but yeah, it could be done.
Yes. Let's try it.
Should we try it? I mean, nothing's happening while it's on the ground.
Why not?
All right, and he will cast levitation on it, and we'll give it a go.
So the episode is called The Mystery of Arcana. It would seem a shame if no Arcana was involved
All the mending.
in putting the structure together.
You do a lot of mending.
There was a lot of mending.
Thank God it's a cantrip.
3 people know that cantrip. That's hilarious.
3 people taking 8 hours.
I mean, realistically, in a post-apocalyptic setting, mending's pretty
Mending-
goddamn
it's
important.
Yeah.
the most important
Why I
thing.
took it.
Yeah.
Right next
Exactly.
I take it so I could fix my broken arrows.
So Shafak levitates this of the last lenses, the one that would be the outer of the outer of the 5 lenses, which would be the first lens, which any of our arcanists would know, the lens that represents all that is.
The whole universe, or the whole multiverse if you're in D&D.
Yeah, and the lens lifts up with what does it look like when Shafak casts a spell like this?
So it basically looks like the twinkling of starlight all around the kind of the edge of the lens, and Shafak will just raise his hands, and as his hands raise, so does the lens, and he will begin to kind of like slowly spin it in place as he's raising it up, so that this like sparkling starlight is also revolving with the lens.
Can you hold this levitation with concentration until something distracts you? Or is it a limited amount of time that you can hold it?
Yes.
It's a both,
Yes,
probably.
Both.
Concentration
So,
spells are not
basically-
infinite.
Yeah,
Well, you can
I
hold
can
it
hold
for
it
as
for up
long
to-
as you want right now because no bats are moving, right?
Well, I can hold it for up to 10 minutes.
Okay.
It takes
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd have to cast it again.
Okay.
Speaking
thank
of
you.
which, I want to. Woo would kind of move over to Shafak just to take in mind in case this does stir said bats. He's like ready to go. He's ready.
Yeah,
to-
since you're like combat minded, give me another perception check.
Just out of curiosity, too, what level spell is levitate?
It is a second level transmutation.
Second level. And the rest were cantrips. Okay, we're
Yeah,
doing
but
all
what
right,
about
guys.
the moonbeam and stuff from the other day,
What level is Moonbeam?
too?
Also second level.
Okay. No, you
Oh.
guys are all right.
19.
19. You can't see any bats.
Not bats.
You can't see any not bats.
That's why we can't see them. They're not bats.
Nice. No.
As
Where did the
this
bat go?
as this lens rotates in this beautiful ethereal starlight, this thin veneer of sparkles that is not Kevin-like, but instead beautiful, and gets placed into its location. You can almost hear, although it's not actually happening, you can almost hear Mock giggling, as his distant descendant uses magic akin to his own to place that into its spot. And as it does, it almost locks into place. There isn't a way to affix it, but the magic goes through the conduits that are the metal, and the lens seems affixed. And as that happens as well, the magic just from that simple, I say simple because people that can cast second level spells are rare in this particular environment, but this simple spell traces through all of the beams and lines and lenses until it reaches the apex of the room and then shoots back down, and like a reverse magnifying glass, where it, instead of like making a fine beam of light to roast an ant or something like that, the starlight from Shafak's magic peels down, and instead of finding a pinpoint, instead finds a circle and opens up, and the metal gives way to this light's command, and it peels open like an iris, and the unworked iron forms a lattice that spirals down in a staircase beneath you.
Ah,
Well, hold on to your butts.
this looks promising.
It definitely looks like something.
My torch
Spiral
of eternal
staircase.
flame. Sorry.
Go
ahead. Torch of Eternal Flame. Tell me
My
about
torch
this
of
torch.
eternal flame is still burning, right? So I can carry it
Yes.
down the staircase.
Yeah.
Yes.
So should I lead the way? I don't
Actually,
have-
I was gonna ask if we still have dark vision.
Yes.
It's been 8 hours.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I don't think Eyes of Night lasts that long. Let me double check though.
but the torch could let us see farther than dark vision, right?
No, the dark vision was farther than the torch. The torch
Oh
was
well, excuse me.
40
The dark
feet.
vision. The dark vision lowered the DC on a lot of the checks that you made. Or, I'm sorry, the light lowered the DC on a lot of the checks you made, though.
Yeah, the dark
What is
vision only
DC?
lasts for an hour.
Also,
Okay, so
technically,
she would have her torch, and I would be continually casting light on my
technically,
arrow.
right? The way vision works is like most people can see upwards to about a mile, right? And the light just extends how far you can see because your dark vision stretches beyond the light source.
Right.
So we were
I
probably
was helping.
seeing somewhere around like 200 feet with the light source and the dark vision.
I'll peer down with our light sources because I don't have dark vision. But how far down do I see? Anything past 40 feet?
This is interesting. Because this appears like an actual spiral staircase that is encased in the metal. So you really don't see far down. Like a stairway in a parapet. You can kind of see around the corner, and what you see is more stairs.
Oh, okay, so
You know?
there's a central column. I didn't know if that center was open or if it was.
Yeah, the center column is not open. It looks like it's
Okay.
been burrowed. And it goes down a fair ways.
Well, I can lead the way. And I'll
You're
start
leading
heading
the
down.
way?
Yep. I'll knock my lit arrow.
Are you
Lead on.
flitting down with your wings, or are you hopping down like a blue?
I'm just walking down the staircase. There's not
Do
really
you
room
walk
to
as
fly
a
down.
bird though, or do you hop?
I have mostly regular legs. Just my feet are bird feet.
Which is really strange because he
Yeah.
can still wear the magical boots that let you
Yeah.
walk because they comport to the shape of his talon feet.
They're magical. Anyway, lead on.
I'll be right behind you, Reggie.
I'll be there for you
You lean on me.
when you're not strong. Take a pause.
Who's
We're all
coming
going to sing
third?
this song. Yeah, what's the walk in order? We got Reggie, we got Woo, and then who's next?
Me.
Tiny little weird thing. Little Duragar.
I thought I had a torch of eternal flame. I'm not near the front. Am I the caboose?
You could be the caboose to make sure we're all lit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would actually
Light
be
on,
great.
light on either end.
Great. Okay, I'll do that, and then my tail will swoop back, and it can sense for scuttling creatures behind us.
That's an excellent point. Gerda, please make a perception check.
How
20.
A 20. Gerda, as everybody is going down these stairs, you feel a number of small flying creatures pass you.
Are these the knot bats?
Yep, the knot bats have gone past you.
Can I pluck one from the air, or are they too fast?
Hey, you want to try and make an attack roll? An unarmed strike?
Yeah. I do.
Now I have
And
to look up the stats for the bats.
Okay. And that's a D20 though, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Not
Ooh. It's an 8.
Well, the bats. Let's see what they get because I tend to roll really badly when I'm a DM. So hold on.
Perfect. Good.
You rolled an 8.
Yeah, I rolled 8.
I rolled an 8 on the die, but I get a +2, so I got a 10. So you reach up and you almost get one, and you feel it slide through your fingers, and it's weirdly oily. It is not a pleasant bat to have touched.
a bat.
Oh, that's right. They are.
Doesn't sound like a bat.
You continue down this corridor, actually, spiral staircase corridor, until you reach a rather innocuous and normal-looking wooden door with iron bracers across it and a simple handle.
I check for traps.
Please do.
Hell yeah.
16.
On a 16, you don't see anything that is obviously there to get you, right? There's nothing that seems like it's going to pop out, but it seems very odd that there doesn't actually even have a lock on this door or anything like that. The door is just a door, and that may be unnerving enough, but you don't perceive any traps.
What kind of handle does it have? Anything?
It's a simple handle. You would just push this door
Oh,
open.
it's not even a latch.
It's
just
not
push
even a
pull.
latch. This is just a handle in order to push a door open.
Okay. Shall I push?
Push.
All right.
You push the door open, and you see a much smaller room than the one above. Of course, the one above was massive. Many of you have already been in the presence of a god before. You have seen their humanoid, but kind of too brilliant to look at and amorphous shape. And you enter this room, all of you, to see a simple plain room with what looks to be some sort of seat, a pretty like innocuous larger chair one can rest back in, and a form that you would recall as one of these amorphous shapes of a god, but instead of being straight, slender, and somehow floating and brilliant, it's warped, bent, slouched, black, an oil from its chair, its seat, its feet expanding out into the ground, a strange glow about it that is, instead of brilliant, also somehow black. And it looks to you, you assume, though you can't perceive a face, and it says to you in a low rumble, "Too late. Arcana is ours, and so are you." And we will end on that note.
God damn it! I have okay. So little bit of background for what I've been like saving. I have a whole thing written up for my wild shape that's coming up, and I so badly want to wild shape. I'm holding this so much.
Well, you have
God
to wait a
damn it.
month now.
God damn it, son of a bitch!
Guys, you're gonna meet the first dead god.
Oh fuck.
Oh
What
fuck.
dead one?
Well, thanks everybody. All like, I don't know, -8 of you who accidentally clicked on this and then clicked off for watching the Darkening Sky, where I did my best to confuse everyone because we only do this once a month, and then we had to jump between two locations. So I had a lot of fun. My name's DM Person, and I'm Joff Internet. And next to me is Andy.
Hi, I'm Andy. Playing a druid that is the only person in this whole goddamn world that knows what an animal looks like, apparently. Yeah, catch us, back next week doing stupid shit.
Is it my turn?
It's always your turn.
I'm Kelly. That's a spider halfling, and also Gerda. That's a rat demi that has a proclivity for eating psychedelics and vomiting up whole skeletons of rodents, not rats. Though she's not a cannibal. That's it.
Oh,
Amador. Amador.
hey, it's Andy. I still need my lawnmower back. It's a forest out on my lawn. But I don't do much here. I do play games. Hopefully back next week. I have an identity crisis. I don't know what character I am. Please help.
You'll be a frog next week. It's okay.
On to you, Andy.
I'm actually not Andy. For once. Today I'm not. Today I'm Chris. And that's Chris enough for everyone, I think.
I don't know. I don't think there's ever enough Chris to go around, you know?
Oh, is it me? Is it me? What?
Look, we do the
Ooh.
best outros. We do the best outros.
They're beautiful.
We know exactly where we are, who we are, what we've done, and who we've done.
They're very
And what
Anyway,
structured.
Sphinx, it's your turn.
Hi, I'm still not entirely sure how I made it here. I just kind of wandered in, and these folks let me. I'm Sphinx Akasha, the champion of bards, and I have been Kai Janoth as well as Shafak Vakal. I do stuff all over the place, like on Dinner in the Game and on ADH Adventures. And soon you'll be able to find me with my brand new podcast coming out in December called The Everbright Archives. It's an actual play TTRPG anthology series where everyone at the table gets the chance to be storyteller and players. It's going to be great. Tune in for all the things.
Check it out. It's gonna be dope.
It's going to be dope. I'm writing all the music for it. I'm so excited.
Yay! Okay. Yay! All right. Well, again, I am DM Person, and I am your absolute worst host. And I'm gonna click a button somewhere.
You're the
And then-
best.
Are you?
Where is the thing?
Thank you so much for tuning in to another Vibe Tribe production. What's gonna happen next time? Well, you're gonna have to tune in to find out. But until then, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, and as always, make sure that you keep the good times rolling. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next time.